Hello and welcome to this lesson on inverse proportion problem. By the time you finish this video, you will be able to first understand how inverse proportion works and recognize situations where one value increases while the other decreases. And next, write equations for inverse proportion, including cases involving powers and roots. Finally, you will practice solving inverse proportion problems step by step. Let's get started. Inverse proportion is when one value increases while the other decreases, but their product stays constant. If two quantities are inversely proportional, one is proportional to the reciprocal of the other. We write this as y is directly proportional to 1 over x, which gives the equation y equals k over x. Here, k is the constant of proportionality. No matter what values x and y take, their product xy always equals k. The graph is not a straight line. It forms a smooth curve called a hyperbola. As x increases, y decreases, but they never touch zero. When solving inverse proportion problems, follow 4 steps. Step 1, write the formula with k. Step 2, substitute the known values into the formula. Step 3, solve the equation to find k. Step 4, rewrite the full equation using the value of k. This gives the final relationship between y and x. Now let's dive into some exam-style practice questions. You can pause the video and try yourself. The problem says, the time, t seconds, it takes to fill a tank is inversely proportional to the square root of the water pressure, P, in bars. If the water pressure is 16 bars, the tank takes 20 seconds to fill. Find an equation connecting T and P. So first we write the formula for inverse proportion. T is proportional to 1 over the square root of P. That means the equation becomes T is equal to K divided by the square root of P, where K is a constant. Now we substitute the given values. We know that P equals 16 and T equals 20. So we write 20 is equal to K divided by the square root of 16. The square root of 16 is 4, so this becomes 20 equals K over 4. Next, multiply both sides by 4 to find K. This gives K equals 80. Finally, substitute this value back into the formula. So the equation connecting T and P is T equals 80 divided by the square root of P. Let's move on to another question. You can pause the video and try it yourself. We are told that the brightness B of a light source is inversely proportional to the square of the distance d from it. If the brightness is 100 lumens when the distance is 2 meters, find a formula for B, and then work out the brightness when the distance is 5 meters. So first, we write the formula for this relationship. B is proportional to 1 over d squared. This gives the equation B equals K divided by d squared, where K is a constant. Now we use the given information to find K. We are told that B equals 100 when d equals 2. So we substitute these values into the equation. 100 equals K divided by 2 squared. Since 2 squared is 4, this becomes 100 equals K divided by 4. Next, multiply both sides by 4 to find K. K equals 400. Now we can write the formula connecting B and D. B equals 400 divided by d squared. Finally, we find the brightness when d equals 5. Substitute d equals 5 into the formula. B equals 400 divided by 5 squared. Since 5 squared is 25, we get B equals 400 divided by 25, which equals 16. So, the brightness of the light source is 16 lumens.